Hey y'all, you already know who it is. It's your girl Cubana Kiss, and I'm just here to tell you about my new favorite website, sparkdress.com. Listen, I am one of the fashionista type podcasters, okay? I'm always looking for new and cute pieces to add to my wardrobe, from different accessories to different shirts and skirts and cute spring summer clothes. Always looking for those. So, you don't have to believe me, okay? Go check it out for yourself. Go to sparkdress.com and I'll do you one better. Use my coupon code CUBA30 for 30% off. I got you. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Cubana Kiss. And today I have with me the CEO and founder of Green Garden Source, Miss Jennifer. Hey, Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Girl, I'm trying to survive in this quarantine.
All you can do is keep trying,
Girl,
day by day.
I swear, I'm trying to stay away from the doggone refrigerator. That's what I'm really trying to do.
Well, I think that's the biggest issue is what life is going to be like after quarantine
Oof.
because, just adjusting to like everything. We're getting into this space where like our day to day has changed so much. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're getting used to working at home. We're getting used to kind of being around our families. We're getting in a way, and we're getting used to this social distancing. So it'll just be interesting to see like what life is gonna be like when this is all over.
I swear, it's going to have a new norm. That's what
Yeah,
it is like. I'm
yep,
definitely one of those people who, when I see my friends, I hug my friends, I kiss my friends. And that may not be the norm anymore. That may not be something that we can do. So this definitely is going to be an adjustment. But I want to talk about Green Garden Source and what it actually represents for you.
okay. So Green Garden Source is like that's my baby. Okay, like I say all the time, if I hadn't created this and somebody else did, I would buy all the stuff. Like I love it so much. So Green Garden Source is my business. It's a natural, vegan, handmade skincare and energy care. So I make everything handmade, small batches.
Hmm.
Everything is organic, just in the sense of it being like raw. I take so many raw ingredients and just turn them into finished products. So, like shea butter, like unrefined shea butter, and different oils, salts, sugars, just all kinds of stuff that you can literally get in the store or literally get
Hmm.
in nature if you had all this stuff in your garden and just creating it to make a finished product. And so, by it being organic, really just meaning that it's free of chemicals, free of pesticides, artificial dyes, and just a lot of things that we find in our favorite skincare products. So, for me, what it represents is really just this like holistic idea of beauty, without the ugly part of beauty, that we
Right.
talk about. So,
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't think people, a lot of people who are into skincare and they have their routines and into just themselves in general and self-care, I don't think people realize how many chemicals are in these things that we put on our face, that we put on our lips, that we put on our hands. It's something that people just don't really consider a lot of the times when purchasing products.
yeah. And that's the hard part because I mean, something becomes like a ritual. It's hard to break, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up on Bath and Body Works, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it's a habit, and you just it's just a part of every day. You go to the mall, you don't leave the mall without getting something from there. It's an excitement. And the thing about it is, manufacturers, I mean, they do what they need to do to make money.
Facts.
I can make my products, and I put a lot of money into my products, but I can't guarantee you a 3-year shelf life like Johnson & Johnson can. But
Right,
along with
exactly.
that, you're getting, you might be getting like lavender oatmeal lotion, but you're getting a lot of other stuff in there that doesn't quite, make up for that. And, that's the hard part, is the convenience of being able to go to a store and just picking up something that you used to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that I think, with Green Garden Source, I try to move people away from is creating a product that's natural, but doing my best to make it like attractive. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a lot of times when people hear natural, like they thinking of like wheat and berries and oats and grass and stuff, and I'm like, okay, like I get it, but let's
But
introduce
you
you to
like,
Green Garden Source, okay? Like it's natural, but it's pretty. Like I have to. It makes me be so creative because it's like I'm not using like dyes and I'm not using
right.
a lot of frills. So I have to really like research and dig deep to create something that's like pleasing. You want to buy
Yeah.
something that looks good because it's gonna make you feel good. And so, I mean, everything from using like fresh roses and lavender and like rose clay just to create like something that's visually appealing, so that people are like, okay, it's natural, it's plant based, but it's cute too. Like I
Mm-hmm.
it up, on my sink or whatever, and be like, okay, that's cute, and not feel intimidated. Like, okay, is it gonna smell like earth? When I open it up. So,
You say, is it gonna
okay,
smell like outside?
exactly. Nobody wants that.
I definitely feel you on that. So, like, how did you get into the whole natural skincare line? Like, what made you go that route for your business?
So let me tell you, I've never thought of starting a business. It really, when I was in undergrad, I did a semester
Mm-hmm.
in Costa Rica, and the people that I live with, like a lot of people in other countries, have a much more of a connection to earth and to nature. It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We've lost that along the way, but a lot of other people still are very in tune with the healing that comes from the earth. And
Right.
the family I stayed with, anytime I had like some type of rash or bug bite or whatever kind of issues I had there, they always went straight to their garden and pulled
And
whatever
pick
they
something.
pulled, mixed up some stuff, smashed up some stuff, and gave me something that worked. And
Mm.
I always just kind of was really like, wow, who
Mm-hmm.
would have thought? And
Right.
so that want to know more about natural products and just healing products, I've always kind of dabbled in. And it wasn't really until like maybe about 3 years ago that I actually started to have issues with my skin. I would break
Mm-hmm.
out in really bad hives, like really bad
Oh.
hives around like my hairline. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
nightmare in the summertime because I would have to cut bangs because I'm like, I don't want to walk around with these patches on my head. And it would be hot and
Right.
these bangs would be sticking to my head. And I'm just like, this is a nightmare. And I went to different doctors. I was had prescription medication. They were like topical steroids. So I would use it. It would calm the irritation, but it didn't really treat it. So like it would
Right.
still come back. And I wound up going to the Black Women's Expo in Chicago. And
Of course,
okay,
because we got
God,
everything.
everything. I love that place because like the energy is just so amazing. You have
Yes.
so many like just boss women just there like doing their thing, and it's a beautiful place to be. When I was there and I came across a vendor who was selling like shea butter, mango butter,
Mm-hmm.
black African soap, just all these different products that I was like, okay, I talked to them. We were just talking. I was telling her about, the issues I was having, and she suggested that I tried the shea butter and the African black soap, and it
Mm-hmm.
worked. It literally worked wonders. And I was just
And so did it naturally cure the hives in general, or did it do the same thing as the topical cream the
so.
doctors
So
was
what
trying to
it
get you?
did was pretty much what happened was that I didn't get the flare ups as often.
Got
So
you.
initially, like I would get the flare ups anytime I got stressed, which was like all the time. And so
Mm-hmm.
what happened was the key too is consistency too, right? Because a lot of times we'll use stuff for like a week and be like, okay, now I'm on to something else, or oh, it didn't
Mm-hmm.
work and I only use it for a week. So being consistent with it. So now, I mean, 3 years in, I don't have that issue anymore. And so I do think a lot of it is what you eat too, because it's not just about what you put on your skin, but it's what you put in your body. But I think it's the consistency that came along with using that product. And so I was just like, yes to all of this stuff. I started making like little things. I'm like, well, I'm about to start making my own little sugar scrubs here, there, and the third. Started making little things. And one day I was just like, I wonder if anybody would buy this stuff that I'm making. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
I like
It puts you in a different mindset. Like, if I can do it for me, who else wants this?
completely different mindset, like completely. And so I was just making the stuff because I liked it and I was using it for myself. So I was using like the best type of ingredients. So I'm like, well,
Right.
if I do this, I got to keep the quality going. You know what I mean? I got to make really good. I can't just kind of make something that I wouldn't use. Like, this has to be amazing. And
Exactly.
so I was like, well, let's see what happens. And so I had a friend who's also, she has her own business. So she was able to kind of walk me through getting the LLC set up. And, I
Mm-hmm.
started working on a website and just kind of got products out there. And, before I knew it, like, I had a business. And it's crazy because I think for me what happened was the passion of what I did kind of was more important than the making money from it. And so
Right.
I think that, I'm like, I love that I can make money off of it, but if I could just make this stuff, I would be happy doing that. And so it just something that I just love to do, and just like being happy with the results and me wanting to share it with other people really was like the catalyst that made me go into business.
I think that's like amazing how quick someone's journey or vision can change from one moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took that one thing for just to push you into a whole nother lane, because you still work a 9 to 5.
Yes.
And so, like, how are you balancing your corporate job and your entrepreneurship at the same time?
I think the biggest thing too is with a business, it's gotta be something that you love to do. And I think like for me, I do enjoy my job, but I think for a lot of people, their job is just it's their means to an end, right? You go to work, you do
Exactly.
your job, you get paid. And if you don't love your job, then you got to start thinking about other stuff that you do love, whether you can make money from it or not. You got to find something that you love to do so that your everyday is not your 9 to 5. Go to work.
Exactly. Because other than that, you'll be like, I don't want to get up.
It's it's
Forget this
it's
place. Forget this
terrible.
job.
Jobs
Yeah.
are terrible. We need them, but they're terrible.
They are. They think that because you're there from 9 to 5, that's the only thing that you want to do. But you have other aspirations and other things in life that you want to accomplish, not outside of this 9 to 5.
Exactly. And we have to remind ourselves of that. You know what I mean? Like, we
Mm-hmm.
have to. And, and finding your passion is, again, it might not always wind up being lucrative, but it's lucrative in that it gives you some balance and it gives you a chance to follow something that you love to do. And so for me,
Yeah.
I go to work, I put my time into work. Work is demanding. I mean, there are days I leave work and I'm like, I'm too tired to drive home. I want to Uber home and I live down the street. But I do it. And when I come back home, I go into my little workshop and it's like a whole new restart because I'm in there just doing
Mm-hmm.
something I love. And so I pace it out. I try to make sure that at least like 3 days a week, I'm actually making something. Sometimes if I'm not able to make something because I'm busy, then I'll do a little bit of research, like I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
might want to try doing this. Like, let me see, what this might do. So I I find the time because it's like it's something I love, and when I'm not doing it, I kind of feel like a void, and I'm like, okay, I gotta make some time for this. And so it's really
Yeah.
just about like again, I like about 3 days I like to really be creating, and then other days I might do some of the business stuff because it's like I still have to handle like the accounting and the advertising
Yeah.
stuff, and so those kind of things I do, I can do while I'm just relaxing on my phone, So I always try to find little time to do, a little bit of something. But when I'm feeling
Right.
down, I'm like, oh, let me go create. When the sun is shining, I'm like, oh, this is a good time. Let me go create.
Yeah. I mean, it first of all, we all know seasons change your mood. It can make you not want to do anything, and it can make you want to do
Hmm.
everything. And so that's definitely a fact. Now, I know that with starting a business, there are so many horror stories you hear from some people, and so many myths and so many things. What are some of the myths that you're finding not to be true at all when you're starting a
You know
business?
what? I think the biggest thing is that a lot of people say how difficult it is, right? And for
Mm-hmm.
me, I just, you would probably be surprised at people who before even going into this who like, are you sure you want to do that, or what about this, which is why I don't often share
Right.
things with people. But I think that a lot of time other people's fears and bad experiences tend to come out when you're like venturing to start something new. And so I would
Yeah.
say that would probably be one of the biggest myths, is that it's difficult. It's not difficult if you plan, right? You can't plan for
Right.
everything, but you got to have a vision and you have to stick with it and you have to be consistent. And I think that, if you dedicate yourself to it, and you research and you listen to the people who have horror stories, because then it helps you
Mm-hmm.
to know what not to do, like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that, so thanks for sharing, or
Yeah.
it kind of gives you more of a overall picture. But I think that so many people are so afraid to just step out and just do something, that they want to do it because they're afraid that it might not work out. And I think that's one of the biggest myths. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like, it could totally not be working out, and I don't even know, because I'm having so much fun doing something I love to do.
I think the key word there was fun. I know for me personally, starting out in media and just trying to, like you said, get the LLC and do all the other business aspects of it. It's like, okay, this is fun, but I clearly should be doing this on a more professional level aside of than having fun. But then you do have those people that come in and be like, "Are you sure?" They have their
Yeah,
negative vibes. That's what I
those
call it.
questions. Are you sure? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna just do it and see what happens. I'm not sure about most things, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Exactly. I'm not sure about most things, but let me see if I'm sure, because I was one of those people who was never into
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, Jen. Let me tell you, I didn't want to start a business. I want to go to work from 9 to 5. I want to know what my check gonna be every 2 weeks and leave me
Yep.
alone. But now that I'm doing something that I actually went to school for and getting to meet people and talk to people about their businesses and about their journeys in life, I'm like, this is so much more fun. And why did I wait so long to start this journey? Mainly because I was scared of all those horror stories that I
And it's so
heard.
fulfilling. Like, it's really fulfilling to be able to do something that you love to do. Especially when you're able to touch other people. It's like an added bonus.
Yeah, facts. Definitely a fact. So, what is the goal for Garden Source? Like, where do you see yourself with your business?
So a part of me really wants to see my products in stores, right? Because I want
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be bigger than me. Like, I want to be able to touch so many people. And a part of me wants to remain like a little handmade small business, because I feel like sometimes when you get real big, you lose that personal connection with the product. And so I found
True.
myself kind of in a balance, right? Like, I want to be at a point where it's like you can see me at Walgreens and everywhere. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I still want to make all my stuff. Like, I want full creative control over everything, down to the labels. Like, I want to do it
Yes,
all
chef.
of it. So maybe if I could get some of the stuff in the stores, and then some of the stuff remain like specialty custom items, then that would be like a goal, a nice goal for me.
I love that go. I would love to see your products in stores. If y'all don't know, I love natural products, but not only do I love natural products, I love supporting women and Black women in particular. Green Garden Source is has become one of like the staples. I feel like I actually need to order some
We got
stuff because that pineapple shea butter. Y'all, that pineapple shea butter is everything. Like, you can't even open it up. Like, when you open it, my whole bedroom smelled like pineapples. I was like, oh,
It
okay.
does. It's so
And
I love it, and like when I'm down there like making it, like the house smells so good, and it's like it's got a good scent, but it's not overpowering. But it's like
it's
when
not
people smell you,
overpowering.
like they
Yeah.
like you like what? Did you just come from Jamaica? And it's like
Girl, yes. And then my skin was glowing and I didn't feel oily and like heavy. Like the shea butter was light and airy and fluffy. Like I loved everything about these products.
thank you so much.
So we're gonna continue with Jen. We're gonna get her opinions on some of these hot
Oh,
topics. And so we'll be right back. Yo, 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 it's your girl, Cubana Kiss. And if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way for you to make a podcast. Listen, let me explain how easy it is. First of all, it's free. Everybody loves something free, right? There's a creation tool within the actual app that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. How dope is that? Also, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So listen, all you have to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to listen. Hey y'all, so welcome back. Before the break, we were talking to Jen about Green Garden Source. So Jen, where can everybody reach you and order your
good
products?
question. So, I have an Etsy store. So, like, you can literally just go to Etsy.com and you can type in Green Garden Source and it'll ask you, are you looking for the store? And you click on the store and you'll see my products. I'm on Facebook at
Yes.
Green Garden Source. I'm on Instagram at Green Garden Source. And I also have a website, which is greengardensource.com. So my website, you can order from the website, but the website has a lot more information about the products, what they're good for, where they're sourced, and it has more like information, like more educational information. The
Mm-hmm.
Etsy site is more just straight for purchasing and anything that's updated and new, because like I'll literally go in the basement and like make some stuff and I'm like, oh, this is wonderful, I'll put it right on Etsy. So Etsy is like more current and up to date, but I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Green Garden Source.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna have you repeat that at the end
Okay.
of the show. But so I'm not sure if you heard. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they the Duke and the Duchess. Are they even considered the Duke and
They
the
might
Duchess
not be
anymore?
anymore. They done came across over here. They done turned up the royal palace. So I don't know. I don't know.
Baby, it only took one
I
black
know.
woman. It took one black woman to get the palace, and she didn't turn it upside down. But listen, so they've been like very quiet. They moved, obviously from England or the UK to Canada. But last month they moved from Canada to California, and they have been like having an extremely low profile. Like people haven't seen them, heard from them, but they got caught recently delivering food to the needy. No paparazzi, no cameras, no news, no nothing. Just delivering food to shelters and stuff. How you feel about that? I think it's
I
kind of
love
dope.
it because I feel like when you do good, you don't need everybody to see you doing good. You know what I mean? It's not
Exactly.
for show. And I mean, they're so iconic that like, they can step outside and they got people following them. And I mean, you in California, like you can't do anything in California without paparazzi following you. So I almost feel like they went out of their way not to be seen so that they really just give
Mm-hmm.
back. And I think that is super dope. Like it's not about me. It's about people who are struggling right now. Hats off to
Yes, I
them.
think people have
Yes.
lost that. Yeah, people have lost that. I mean, I feel like even common people have lost that. I feel like the celebrities want to go without being seen, right? They try their hardest to not be seen and
Hmm.
stay out the way. But like common folk, I call them, who don't really have a lot, they love recording themselves, giving stuff to the homeless or to the needy or donating whatever, just to post it. And it's like, Did you do it for the likes or did you do it for good measure? Like, what did
It's
you do
probably
it
one of my
for?
least favorite things to see. Because it's like, I
Mm-hmm.
get we are in a society where we literally have to record everything that we do. But do we have to record ourselves doing something good, doing something charitable? It does make you question, are you doing it for the goodness of your heart?
Right.
Are you doing it for clout? I don't know.
Listen, I don't know. We're going to see what happened. I know it's been so much going on with COVID. You got all kinds of celebrities coming out. You know, they were exposed. Idris Elba child. I don't know what's. We ain't heard nothing from
Not a
him
thing.
since he had it. And his wife was like, I wanted to be close to him. And that's the last thing we heard. I was like, you want to be close to him and he got COVID? Like, baby, I could take care of you from a
I don't
distance,
want
child.
no parts of COVID.
None of, especially when Drake was telling us how he how they reached back in his thoughts to take that test.
I don't know how many years ago I wound up getting swine flu because I always.
Oh my gosh!
And I had that test done, and it was a nightmare. I screamed because anytime I'm in a doctor office and they do something uncomfortable, I'm gonna make you uncomfortable. So I'm gonna scream, a holler. I'm gonna make you feel like you really hurt me. Well, I screamed and I hollered the whole time. It's a nightmare. And so when I heard about that's what they were doing again to people, I'm like, okay, let me stay my butt in the house. Let me pass. I don't want any part of this COVID-19.
COVID has been a mess. Like when it first dropped, right? I was one of those people that's like, they doing too much. Like it's not that deep. And if we only gotta wash our hands and they comparing it to the flu, we're gonna be okay. But then they start canceling stuff like basketball practice canceled. Basketball. I'm like,
it got real.
What's going on? It got real. It got real quick too. And so we and my homegirl, like we like planning our birthdays together, even though our birthdays are not the same. We typically like to plan our birthdays out. And we were like, oh, we gonna go to brunch, and you know it's gonna be brunch season. And it was like, hey, I gotta refund you your money because brunch is canceled. Like, I was like, oh, this is serious.
Like,
yeah. So, do you think they're telling us everything?
You know, I don't. And it's one of those things, right, where it's like you're living in this. You know you're not getting all the information, but what can you really do about it, right? I think that's the part kind of where I'm at, where it's like I feel so vulnerable right now because it's like I'm getting bits and pieces, you know, of this. It's really, you know, and again, some conspiracy theories are so far out there, but sometimes it's like you really don't know the truth, you know. And, you know, do we really want to know the truth? I don't know. But what I do know is that they're not telling us anything. And, you know, it's unsettling because, you know, I just feel like one day it's just going to be like, okay, we're cool to go outside again. And I'm going to be looking around like, what have y'all done the whole time I was in the house? Like, you know.
Right. What was this a distraction from?
Everywhere. I'm going to look under rocks. I'm going to look over trees. Like, what were you doing while you got locked in the house? And so
I know one of the conspiracy theories that's like just doesn't make any sense is the 5G towers. Because I was like, well, how is it causing COVID, y'all? Like, y'all got to tell me more than just it's causing COVID. And nobody can really give me information on it. And so when I started looking it up, I was like, this can't be causing COVID because 184 countries has COVID, but only 5 of those countries have 5G
and again,
towers.
I think something ain't right with 5G, but I don't think 5G equals COVID, right? So it's like I think we got two sinister parts moving around. We don't know how to put it together, and we just like, okay, so look, this is wrong, so they must be the same thing. It's all scary, right? Because it's like we really don't know. We don't know what's going on, and you know, for it to be a situation where like we are literally like on lockdown. And, you know, things that we're used to doing, we can't do anymore. And we can't see people who we're used to seeing. You know, we see the people in our house and it's like, okay, like that's it. And, you know, people are struggling right now, you know, like it's hard. And so it's scary to think about why this is happening. And, you know, it's even scary to think about what's going to happen, you know, in the next few months after COVID.
You know, yeah. Especially now because it's like, you know, we live in Chicago and it's been cold since October. when this weather break, people gonna lose their mind. They talking about them stay in the house. Who gonna stay here? Because forget you. I've been in the house since October.
Happen. I mean, it's, you know, I think when it started, it was so in our face, right? Every time, it's still kind of in our face, but when it started, it was everywhere, right? Anytime you turn on TV, COVID. And I think that whatever the plan was, the media's role is kind of dying down, and people are going to start thinking like, okay, they're not talking about it every day, so must be okay, right? People are going to start getting more comfortable, but as soon as that weather change, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
It's over with.
I'm gonna go outside, but I'm gonna go outside in the back though. I'm not gonna get in trouble by Auntie Lightfoot. Won't catch me,
Auntie Lori
in the backyard.
Auntie Lori not playing around. She's driving around these streets telling people to go in the house, child. I just ain't got time.
It's a lot. Now, I mean, I think she's doing the best with what she has to work with, you know.
Yes, I definitely agree with you there. I think that politicians, those who we thought weren't great politicians, they're showing their ass to this now, because they're showing us exactly what they can do. They've been put in a position where they got to step up or get out.
I mean, and I think that's right. I mean, they are in a position where, you know, leadership is not strong, and so, you know, for a lot of them, they're like, okay, I guess, you know, we gotta kind of take control of this situation, and you know, it's good to see them actually doing or appeering to be doing what they're supposed to do.
They're supposed to do, exactly.
I can accept that.
Yes. So, girl, I don't know if you follow Nicki Minaj on Instagram, child.
What is she up to?
But she didn't remove her husband's name from her IG, and now everybody is speculating that they are calling it quits already. You know, with Nicki, you just never know.
Oh, I feel like she's like she's in this position, right, where she is this, like, she's Nicki Minaj, right? She is like, she's so made, right? She's so powerful, and to have a partner who I don't really know who he is. I mean, I maybe I'm under a rock, but I don't know that he has clout like her, right?
He doesn't. Where he don't have no clout. He didn't went to jail for what's the statutory rape charges and all kinds of stuff.
You know, I mean, I don't know that they're necessarily like an equal partnership. Not saying that she needs to be with a man who's making as much as she's making, but I don't know what he's contributing to her overall success, right? Or her overall well-being, you know? And so, you know, it's gotta be hard finding love and knowing that a person is really with you when you making like that much money.
Because, baby, it's hard finding love now, and I don't have no
money.
Okay,
us regular people have to like struggle trying to figure out who's real and who's not real. I can imagine what it's like for her, like just being in the spotlight like that and just looking for love. And I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I really think Safari was the best match for her.
Baby, but Safari and Erica Mena just had their baby, and
he seems so happy.
So happy. I actually am very happy for him, and I'm very happy for Erica, because I feel like we've watched them both in reality TV world kind of mature, and so it's nice to see them in a different light, and instead of that ratchet like we were seeing them in for a minute. Like Safari had his dick floating around the internet for a while, so it's just kind of like we don't really know what's going on with you.
I mean, when the older you get, the older you get and the more experiences you have, the more you start placing value in different things, right? And so it is right true. Now. It's nice to see, you know, we don't know these people, but we see them enough to the point where we feel like we know them. I know how many times I've watched Erica Mena, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope that this girl just finds somebody to love her right, you know? Oh my God.
Love her right, because she was trying at some point, and she was with Sin, and her and Sin was fighting. I was like, oh my goodness, I feel like I didn't watch her whole life story. Like, I know who she with.
And so, shout out to Erica Mena. I'm happy for her. You found somebody to love you right.
Yes, girl. She seems so happy. I pray that they last. Now, girl, so you know, Florida is the epitome of just foolery. Girl, they had a packed church on Easter Sunday. Um, Pretty much saying that the pastor was like, I don't care what y'all say. It's the Lord said we gonna have church on Sunday. And so they had church on Sunday, and now all of these people
Imagine
are
that.
sick.
Oh my goodness.
Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? And so I just don't understand what's going on with Florida. They were like one of the last states, even though we have about 5 states that don't have stay-at-home orders right now, they were like one of the last to come on board, to close down beaches, to do everything. It's like maybe they was like, we were taking, the governor in Florida said they were taking out the Agent Orange and listening to what he had to say.
Like Florida, it's like, let's just do everything that's not right. You can give us a list of the right things to do, and what we're gonna do is just cross all that stuff out one by one and do the opposite. And I hate that because let me tell you, I love Miami, right? Like, I want to just cut Miami off and then maybe just go to Miami or something like that.
Yeah, like make Miami its own state, and then we'll be okay. Girl, I just know everything pretty much in the news right now is just like surrounded COVID. So your bestie R. Kelly, girl, he's trying to get out of jail. He say he is desperate for a jail release. He said he is too famous to be a flight risk. He is fearing for his life with COVID spreading throughout the Cook County jails as way as it doing. You think he should be able to get out?
Able to. I really don't, because I don't think that. I mean, if you in jail, whether you in there because you're supposed to be or not, you in there. And R. Kelly,
you in there.
You made things difficult for me and my family, because my family, they steppers, right? And they love stepping on R. Kelly.
No, you made it difficult, girl.
Like, we can't listen to your music no more because you a hot fool mess. So,
nope. A hot fool mess. You embarrassed the whole city of Chicago. We can't even fool with you.
You stay in there and you think about what you did. Okay, no, he should not be in no special accommodation.
Right.
Sorry, Kels.
Sorry, Kels. You got to stay where you are, honey, because we not letting you out.
In there. He needs to think about what he did.
He really do, because he really did mess up the barbecues and stuff, child.
And watching the documentary, you see a person who is hurt, a person who has dealt with some things that you shouldn't have to deal with as a child. It's unfortunate that happens in a lot of Black families, and there's not a platform really for people to speak out about it, or they're not the type of services that are there to help people through those situations. And you can never really say how, when someone grows up, how that will affect them and how they act out. But my heart goes out to his family, and goes out to those young women who have to live with this for the rest of their lives. It's a real tragedy, and a cycle, a cycle of abuse that goes on in our communities, and it's a really tragic story.
It really is, and like you said, it's so common in the Black community because we don't talk about it, right? So instead of saying, we need to get Uncle Junior some help, or whoever it is, you say, okay, well, Jess is fast. That's one fast little girl. Like, no, she's 9. She's 9 years old. She's not fast. Y'all need to get y'all Uncle Junior together. And I think that's definitely something that needs to be addressed in our community, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous on so many levels, and it's just, we need to address it, and we need to address it immediately. I know that within our generation, we are starting to address these issues. We have a lot of our people going to therapy, which I love to hear, and trying to work on their self-care in different ways.
We have to do that more. We come from a community of throwing your burdens on the Lord, and that's it, right? And as essential as that piece is to your overall well-being, there are so many other moving parts there too that we don't, a lot of times we don't
so many moving parts
address. And so we tuck them under the rug, or we pray about it, and then we leave it there. You're right. Our generation, I definitely, when I see us on like Facebook and Instagram going on vacations and talking about therapy and doing things for ourselves and not feeling guilty about putting ourselves first, it's refreshing. It's like it gives me hope.
It really does. I know it definitely gives me hope. It makes me think that because I'm taking the steps that I'm taking now, that I know that my
Yeah,
ancestors didn't necessarily take or have. I know that
absolutely.
I'm stopping the cycle with me. I know that I'm doing everything possible for my
Hmm.
kids and my kids' kids to not have to go through that, and understand that it's okay to seek out help. It's okay to go and talk to people about this. It's okay to express how you feel about situations and not feel like, oh, I'm being told
Absolutely.
I'm being disrespectful as well. So definitely feel you on that. Well, Jen, thank you so
Thank you
much
for
for
having
joining me
me. This was
today.
so exciting.
Of
I
course.
appreciate everything.
Yes,
Thank you
so
so much.
I'm so excited to see where Green Garden Source is going to go and how far it's going to go, because I
Thank
know you're going to go
you.
far. So tell us people again exactly where they can, get to know you
Okay, so
and
you
get
can
those
follow
products,
me
girl.
on Instagram and Facebook at Green Garden Source. Unfortunately, I'm not doing pop ups because of COVID. Pop up shops are so fun. It's such a cool place to come to meet people. If you're in Chicago, I frequent the Hyde Park Handmade Bazaar at the Promontory. So when we get that back going, I definitely will be
Mm-hmm.
posting on Instagram. It's an amazing venue. So many different talented Chicago artisans. Something you definitely have to check out. But for the meantime, you can purchase products at my Etsy shop, Green Garden Source, or on my website, greengardensource.com.
Yes. So thank y'all for tuning in. You can always catch me on Instagram and Facebook at Cubana Kiss. And as always, subscribe and TTYL.